Hi everyone, welcome back. This is probably one of the videos few of you want to get into, which is how to draw the facial features, and I believe this is number 18. I could be wrong. Anyway, so this is the next video. So this is how to draw the eye. So we'll be looking at the eye and how to draw it in different positions. Now when it comes to the eye, you have the eyeball. Okay, so we'll draw that. Actually use a black colored pencil so you don't have any reflection. Okay, so you have the eyeball, you have the iris, and you have the pupil in there. Okay, so the white of the eye, where the eye is white, that's called a sclera. This is called the iris, and this is called the pupil. Okay, so the eye, when you're looking at it, you won't see the whole eye. Because you'll have that, so you have the eyeball, then you have the flap over the top of it. Okay, so we'll give it a little bit of dimension by drawing it like this. So this will be the underside. So yeah, we'll give it a bit more dimension. Okay, so that covers the top side of the eyeball, and this one will cover the bottom side. And that's the bag under your eye. And that's so this is your upper eyelid. Upper eyelid. And that's your bottom eyelid. Very easy names to remember. And you also have a tear duct which sits right on the edge where, of course, you have all your tears come. So when you're crying, cutting onions, doing whatever you do, that's where the tear duct is. Now also some other things to keep in mind is other than all this is that there is, looking from the side, right? Yeah, so when you're looking from the side, so from the side of the eye, when you look at it, the iris will sit in here. Now it does come out just a bit like that, and the reason being is because there's a layer over this which you can see a lot better from the side, and it's a clear layer called the cornea. And so the cornea, okay, so the cornea is clear, and that's where you get that reflection that you have in the eye, like if you have a reflection there. So that reflection is caused by the cornea. So when you're looking at it, the iris, it does sweep in like that. Okay, and this space in the middle is your actual pupil. So this is actually the black thing inside the eyeball here. Okay, so this is where the light rays go. You can find, you know, these pictures all over, but that's what it looks like. But when we're drawing it though, it's easier for us to, like when you're drawing the eye from a side view, and let me do it quickly. So you have the iris right there. Normally what we do when we're drawing, because we have artistic license and we just want to do things quickly, we won't go into the details. Even if we're zooming in really close and doing a close-up shot, we'll just, you know, just draw it just like that, as a solid black, but just a little bit away from the edge. So you'll have the cornea there, you'll have the solid black as your iris, as your pupil, sorry. Then the iris is just the rest of it like that. And then the cornea will just put the shine on it just like that. And that's as far as we'll go, and that's like a quick and dirty method of drawing the eye from a side view. And it kind of looks, you know, it looks okay. But this is really what it looks like in reality. But we just suggest all those things. Because the thing is, I mean, you know, you won't have people looking at it and say, oh, you know, it's not exactly like that. Because the thing is, most of the illustrations and stuff are just there to tell a story. So if this eye will tell the same story as something like this, then there's no point in wasting your time trying to draw every strand that's part of the iris, the muscle. So, you know, when it contracts and expands, making the iris seem, the pupil seem big or small, drawing all those individual, you know, things, it's just, there's no need. Okay, so those are the different parts that it's made up of, and altogether that makes an eye. So quickly, we'll put it all together, and this is how you do it. So you have the iris, okay. So we'll just give that highlight. We'll put it in there in all the drawings that we do just for now. And then you can play around with that later. Now what happens is the top lid, so this is a straight line right there. So what we'll do is we'll angle it just a little bit. Okay, so it's at a slight angle. Now the other eye would be sitting here. So this would be the left eye. So it's angled like that. So what happens is you have your tear duct on the edge there, right? And it comes in just a bit because it has to attach to the eyeball itself, so it does come in just a little bit. So your tear duct is sitting in there, and you have the upper eyelid coming in there. Now with the upper eyelid, it comes pretty close to the top of the pupil, or it might be even touching the top of the pupil. Okay, so we'll bring it really close. Just like that. And for the bottom of the eyelid, okay, the bottom eyelid, it actually comes and sits at the bottom of the iris, sometimes a little bit above the bottom. Okay, just like that. So for this, we'll just use 2 lines. 1, 2. Not really straight lines, but kind of. Okay, and then we put in the lines above it and below it. So that's generally what it looks like. So when you're rendering it, if we can just do that quickly before this session finishes. So what we do is just lightly erase it. Then we'll go in and shade it really quickly. If I can find the right pencil. Okay, and we will use that same pencil there. Okay, so remember that that ridge there that's coming in, so we'll shade that one in. Have that line coming in there. Make the lines a little bit more organic. Have the iris coming in there. So with this one, the bottom lid, at the bottom here, this will be actually a lot brighter than the one at the top, because the one at the top, most of the time the light is coming in from the top. Put the highlight there. Put the pupil in there. Okay. Now the sclera, although we say it's white, it's not actually white. The highlight is most of the time white. Even then, not always. Okay, so when you're shading it, you can actually go ahead and shade the sclera, that white part of the eye, but very slightly. Okay, so that's it. So I'll see you in the next video, and then we'll go into more detail. We'll actually move it out a little bit more, and I'll show you how to shade the eye a little bit better. It's just that we don't have time in this video. Okay, and you know, the eyebrows. We'll do the eyebrows and everything. So we'll do like the whole socket. Okay, so see you in the next video.